Okay, so again, this is the 6 simple machines and the vocabulary. So click it.
Wait, what do I play?
Oh, it's
Space
recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
All right.
You're
Work.
a man.
Work input. Who's got a definition?
The power or force you put into. Yeah.
You're almost there. You're almost there. Anybody else?
The effort you put into your work.
Not
the work
the
you put into
not
your
the
work.
word.
I understand it.
Click it.
The force you put into your motion, movement.
The work you do on a machine. Okay? So we're dealing with the 6 simple machines. Therefore, we're talking about the work input. What you do to the machine is the work input. Simply what you do to the machine. All right? Click it again. Work output. If work input is what you do to the machine, what is work output?
What the work
does you.
The work does for you.
Not
What the
work.
machine does.
What the machine does what?
When you put in your work.
Click the space bar. Alright, so the work done by the machine. Alright? So now we're going to look how the work input and work output work against and with each other.
Isn't output one word?
A lever lets you do tough jobs that you cannot do.
What are the 2 main components of a lever?
Work.
There's a wedge, string,
No.
wheel.
No. Stop throwing out random things.
Stick.
Okay, there's this type of stick, whether it be a rod or a plank, and what else does a fulcrum? What else does a fulcrum? Right, so click it. So lever has 2 main parts, a rod or a plank, okay, and a fulcrum, a pivot point, a stationary pivot point in which it moves. Anybody ever use a stick or a log or something to pry something out of the ground? That's a lever.
A shovel.
Yes. Next.
That counts as your.
Alright, a first class lever. Okay? How do we define a first class lever?
The fulcrum's in the middle. Seesaw.
The fulcrum's in the middle. An example of it is a seesaw. Okay? But let's look at this. The work input. If I push down, what happens to the work output?
It goes
It
up.
goes up. Alright, hit the space. Alright? So, it always changes the direction. If I push down, it goes up, and vice versa. Alright? Next one.
Click.
Alright? A seesaw is a first class lever. We have the fulcrum in the middle, okay? Input, output on the either side. Click again. A pair of scissors. The fulcrum is in the middle. The applied force, the work input is on the outside. The work output, again, is the scissor points. Next. A crowbar. Alright? You can see this at the end of a hammer, too. It's rounded for a reason. This rounded part here acts as the fulcrum. Okay? So if I apply a force this way, what happens to the nail?
It comes out.
Comes up the other way.
I don't think
Right?
anyone uses crowbars for this.
If they have to. Alright, next. Second class lever. What's the difference between a first class and a second class?
It's on the right.
Where's the fulcrum specifically?
On the right.
On the right.
It's on the outside. Just, it can be, if I flip this, it could be on that side. Alright, but the fulcrum's out on the outside. What's in the middle? Where the work output is going to be
Is
done.
that like one of those dump trucks?
Kind of, we'll get to it in a
Input,
second.
force, and output.
If I applied a work input, what direction is my work output?
Your workout.
The same direction. Where the first class lever, where was it then? Opposite. The seesaw. Alright? So the load again, the output is in the middle. Click, for example. Alright? Walnut cracker, the fulcrum's at the end. Alright, to get to the walnut in the middle, crack the shell, you have to apply a force on the outside. Again, the load is in the middle. Your most common second class lever, you guys can all
Wheelbarrow.
wheelbarrow. Alright? When I pick it up, where does the load go? The same direction. Alright? Wheelbarrow races. Bottle cap opener. As you saw before, the fulcrum's all the way at the tip. The work output is going to be this tooth part underneath the lip. What's this mean?
This is confusing.
Like, it
What don't you understand about the picture?
Load. Where's the work?
It's the pivot point.
It's the
Because it like pushes down.
It pushes, this is the pivot point that pushes upward. This goes up. This is, look, the work output and input are in the same direction, but the fulcrum's in the opposite. Okay? It's a pivot point. It's a stationary point. Next.
pivot foot.
Third class. Now what's the difference? What's a first class lever? How do we know it's a first class lever? What's the simplest way? Fulcrum's in the middle. Second class lever. How do we know it's a second class lever?
The load is in the outside.
But what's on the what's in the middle?
The load.
The load. Okay? The work output. So the effort's in the middle, the fulcrum's on the outside, okay? The load's on the outside as well. So click it twice.
How does that even help you?
Watch, you'll see. Picking up an object with your arm. Your fulcrum is your elbow, right? It's your pivot point. Your effort is your forearm. Therefore, the cup is the load to pick it up. Alright, click to the next one. Same thing with the weight. Your arms, shoulders, elbows, knees, joints all act as a pivot point, okay, where it can move. Next one. Anybody been deep sea fishing before? Do they make you wear a harness?
Yeah.
What can you relate that harness to? What word? The fulcrum. It's a pivot point where you put the end of the fishing pole, right? When you're deep sea fishing, you usually have a large what at the end of the hook?
Fish.
Which is a large load, okay? So in order to get to that, where do you want to hold the fishing pole?
At the end.
In the middle, right? You got one hand on the crank, one in the middle, and you pull it back, right, on that pivot point. So therefore, your effort force is in the middle. Okay? First class lever, where's the fulcrum?
Middle.
Second class,
Outside.
what's in the middle of the second class?
Effort.
The load. The load is in the second. And the third one is
Effort.
effort.
That's effort.
Next.